Hello guys, welcome back to another series of Zearth Productions Indices Update. Right, so we're going to talk about three markets today. As usual, we're going to talk about the SNP500, UK 100, and the Hang Seng Index. So we're finally seeing a little bit of rejection in the market, right? Last week, when we were analyzing the market, we see that okay, there is a slight rejection. We see that this candle here on the 21st of January was showing a little bit of rejection signs, but however, there weren't much volume. And on Monday, what happened is that the market tries to push further ahead, right? It tries to push up, and eventually it failed. So we had a pretty decent bullish pin bar here, but unless this 3870 region is broken, it is no longer so convincing, right? So on Tuesday, market tries to push above, but it got held back. And Wednesday, finally we see a sell down in the market. On Thursday, the market tries to recover, and then eventually it gets rejected. And on Friday, this confirms that the bears are actually in the market for a little bit. So moving forward to next week, how we can prepare ourselves to trade this market. So one thing that I want all of us to take note of is that the market is currently in a pretty decent region, right? So if you have taken the opportunity to short at this 3850 levels, then the 3670 level is where you would look to protect a little bit of your profit. So this is the first support that needs to be broken if we expect the market to be more bearish. And it will take, a little bit of effort to break through this level, as there is quite a bit of bias in this region. All right, and the next level that we would want to take a look at, which is a pretty decent level, is on the 3570 level. So basically, this level it's like a floor. It's like a floor for the current bearishness. In the past, the market was being resisted around this region, and it took quite a bit of momentum to break it through. So I would expect that quite a bit of buyers will be here looking at this region, looking to buy into the market. So unless this region, it's broken, then assuming that you have a short from trade 50, it would be good to secure all your profit here. And if the market breaks lower, then you can look to sell more into the market, right? So I don't think that the market will go all the way from here and go immediately down to 3400 or 3200. Well, what is going to happen is like maybe the market will go up a little bit, come back down to break, and maybe rest around this level. But this is a longer kind of view. So if you're just talking about next week, any possible small rebound is a good opportunity to short, right? Unless we're seeing that this region here, 3650 and 3680 is holding well, there's no reason to blindly go for a long hoping for the market to recover. But of course, do check out the news and everything, because it really plays an impact in the market movement. So from chart as per se, the momentum is with the bears for now. Alright guys, so now let's talk about the FTSE100. So last week I did mention that there is a possibility where this market would retest the 6850 region. So I was wrong on that. The market is not really strong. We're seeing a little bit signs of support, but it eventually broke through this support and goes all the way to the next level support, which is at this 6 to 80 regions, right? So this is a pretty decent support. And if you are looking to short now, you're a little bit too late, right? You're a little bit too late because the margin of error is really little. Like imagine shorting from 6390 to 6280. Yeah, I mean, it's a 100 pips here, but the downside is actually more. So if you're talking about short trade, day trading wise, you can enter a short on the Monday morning. And if it goes down by 50-60 pips, then you really have to consider taking profit to protect yourself from a possible rebound, right? And if you're looking for a long, don't rush into a long until a bullish pin bar is seen. We at the Realist need a little bit of confirmation, After a strong drop like this, we need to see at least 2 or 3 green bars, then we can say that the market is still bullish. But as of now, as of the short-term time frame, the market is looking really bearish, right? So this is one of the few interesting times for us, because if we miss the opportunity to long in the previous rally, we can now start to observe and wait for the drop to stop. And once it stops and it goes sideways, in the longer run, economy will eventually recover. So by then, when all these signals are out, we can look for good entries to long and hold for a few weeks. Right? So that's all for this FTSE100. Let's move on to Hang Seng Index. Alright, so guys, for Hang Seng, the market dropped as per our expectation. But the thing is that it did not go smoothly. It recovered on Monday and then proceeded to silently drop on Tuesday and gaining the momentum on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? So we're currently in a pretty decent support, and I think there is still a little bit of room for Hang Seng to drop. So if you're looking for a long position, as usual, do not rush into longing the market, especially when it is so red, right? Try not to catch the falling knife, otherwise you'll cut your hand. So if you're looking for a long, at the very least, wait for the market to hold around the 27,600 region to the 28,000 region. And by holding, I mean that it's got to have, a pattern like this. It's got to have at least a pattern like this, where the drop candle is getting smaller, and we're seeing a little bit of green candles coming into the picture. So unless we're seeing this kind of signs, there's no reason to blindly go and long at this level, because it may eventually just break this apart and retest the 26,000 region. So if you're looking for a short, at the very least, look for potential pullbacks. Look for potential pullbacks and short around the 28,500 region. And if you're looking for a long, like what I mentioned earlier, wait for some green candles to appear before you go for a long. Alright, so that's all I have for my indices analysis this week. So thank you for staying tuned until the end of the video. Your support is really appreciated. Right? Thank you, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.